So knees nice and wide, big toes touching, tops of the feet on the floor, butt on your heels, forehead on the ground, arms extended out, and breathe. As always, this is the start to the class, so I really want you to take those big belly breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Allow your ribcage to fully expand with an inhale. Fully contract with an exhale. Beautiful. And while you're here, take a second to notice how your ankles, your knees, your hips are doing. Maybe even your low back, your shoulders, your wrists, your neck. Good, just checking in. Not placing judgment of good or bad on anything, but just noticing where your body's at this morning. Good. Beautiful. When you're ready, take one more big inhale. One more big exhale. After that, coming back into a normal breathing pattern and slowly coming up into a tabletop position, hands and knees. And this morning we're going to immediately go up into it. So go ahead, tuck your toes under, send it up into a downward facing dog. And take a second here, pedaling out your feet, adjusting as much as you need to, feeling it out, breathing, feeling your calves, your hamstrings, your back, your arms. Good. And immediately inhale, come forward into a plank position. And then keep going forward as your hips sag down to the ground, going into an upward facing dog. Roll over onto your toes, tops of the feet on the floor. Maybe shake out your hips here. Get your shoulders away from your ears. Really press the ground away, strong arms. On the next exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Yes. Good, let's do that again. And I really want you to think about lengthening the front of your body. So when you do it, imagine you're stretching your core. So go ahead, shift forward, high plank. Let your hips sag down, stretch your core. Good. On the next exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Waking up the body little by little. Good. When you're ready, go ahead, inhale, take your right foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, send that right foot in between the hands, lunge. Beautiful. Staying here for a second, letting that left hip open up. We're only going to be here for a little bit of time. Good. From here, go ahead, put all the weight into your right heel, your right toes come up. We're going to pivot on that heel into a skandasana, so a side lunge. So keep that right knee bent. Yep, left leg is extended out. We're now facing the length of the mat, the width. Good. When you're ready, go ahead, shift over to the other side, skandasana, same thing. Try to keep the heels on the ground if you can. Good. And then go ahead, shift back into the right side. Staying here for just a second. And then shifting back into the left side, skandasana. Good. From here, we're going to pivot towards the back of the mat. So go ahead, come into a lunge position at the back of the mat, just like we did on the other side. First time in the lunge over here, so take a second, opening up that right hip flexor. Good. And when you're ready, go ahead, press back, downward facing dog with the next exhale. Good. So now we're facing the back of the mat in the down dog. All you have to do is listen. You don't have to watch. When you're ready, we're going to come forward into that high plank just like we did before. Let your hips sag towards the mat. Upward facing dog. Roll onto the tops of your feet, stretching out your core. Breathe. On the next exhale, send it back. Downward facing dog. Good. When you're ready, left foot comes up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, send that left foot in between the hands. Lunge. Good. Getting that heel on the ground. Pressing through the back heel, strong leg. When you're ready, put all the weight into that left heel as you pivot into that side lunge, Skandasana. And then on your own time, go back and forth between the left and the right Skandasana. Couple times. You can go slow, you can go fast, do whatever your body needs. And remember, opening up the hips really helps our knees out when we're on the mountain, because our knees, they only flex and extend. They have a little bit of rotation, but the hips, they flex, they extend, they circumduct, they adduct, they abduct. They do so many more motions. And so if your hip can take the motion that your knee is being forced into, then that's how we save our knees with our hips. When you get into that right side Skandasana, go ahead and stay there. And then when you're ready, pivot, going into that lunge facing the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, proud chest. Exhale, step the back foot forward, go into a forward fold. Good. Letting yourself hang here a little bit, maybe letting your low back release. Small bend of the knees as always. You can sway side to side if it feels good to you. Good. When you're ready, bend into your knees and really roll up one vertebrae at a time like you're a giant wave. Big inhale, swooping your arms all the way up, go into a baby back bend. Send your hips forward. Exhale, fold forward. Back into that forward fold. Good. From this forward fold, bend into maybe placing your hands on your shins. But if you can get your hands down to the ground, but it doesn't matter. So maybe start with the shins or even the quads. And then we're just gonna bend into one knee, straighten the other. Letting your hips rock side to side as you do so. And then switch. Bend into one knee, straighten the other. Good. Maybe when you bend one knee, you even lift that heel off the ground. Really getting into it. Good. And breathe. When you're ready, find stillness. Release your hands if they're on your shins. And again, tuck your chin into your chest, ragdoll, bend into your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, like a wave at the top. Big inhale, swoop your arms. This time, exhale into a standing position, staying here. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna work on stretching out our quads a little bit more gently this morning. So put all your weight into the left foot. We're gonna balance a little bit here. Bring the right foot up behind you, grabbing the tops of the right foot. Good. So from here, try to get your knees together. So to kiss. Good. From here, tuck your tailbone under a little bit extra. Yep. And then pull up a little bit more on that foot. So keep your tailbone really tucked. Knees are close. Pull up more. You should feel a nice quad stretch here. And remember, there's an element of balance. So look at something that doesn't move. Breathe. Good. Beautiful. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly release that foot. Take your time. Yes. You can shake it out, and then same thing on the other side. Put all the weight into the right foot, and then slowly bring up the left. Starting with the same action. Bring your left knee towards your right first. Try to get them to touch. Tuck your tailbone under second, and then pull up more on that foot. And you can do what Mark's doing where you grab with both hands. That's a nice chest stretch as well as the quad stretch. Looking at something that doesn't move. Breathe. Good. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly release that foot down with control. Yeah, good. You can shake it out. Hands by your side. When you're ready, go ahead, inhale, swoop your arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Bend in your knees. Place your hands on the ground, step back into a downward facing dog. Good. From here, we're gonna lower all the way down to our stomach. So come into a high plank, hug your elbows into your rib cage as you slowly lower chaturanga, core tight, all the way down, release onto your stomach. Good. From here, we're gonna keep the left hand right by that left armpit where it is, and then take that right hand out to the side in the capital letter T. Good. Bend that left knee, take that left foot over the right side of the body, and then let your right ear rest on the mat. We're really focusing on opening up the chest. So we're getting all elements of the body this morning to get you ready to ride. So we've done a lot of hips, we've done a lot of knees, did a little bit of the low back. So now we're working our way up, getting that chest. That way you can sit proud or stand proud while you're riding. So breathe here, feel that right pec open up. And if you want to feel it a little bit more, take that left hand beside or behind the body. Gives you a little extra. Good. When you're ready, go ahead, slowly release all the way back down into your stomach. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring that right hand in, extend the left hand out, bend that right knee, and take that right foot over the left side of the body. Left ear rests on the ground, opening up our left pec, our left chest this side. And breathe. In and out through the nose, allow your stomach to move. And again, if you want a little bit more, you can take that right hand behind the body. Good. And when you're ready, go ahead, slowly release, bringing that right hand down first, coming down onto your stomach. From here, we're actually going to stay in this position. Tee out both arms, keep your chin on the mat, and we're going to go back and forth from side to side. So go ahead, lift or bring up the left foot, and then just quickly take it over to touch the ground on the right side of the body. Once it touches, you bring it automatically back, release it down, bring up the right across the body and touch, and just keep going side to side. This does not have to be a quick movement, but just whenever your foot touches, you come back down. So take your time, going back and forth. Now we're focusing a little bit more on the spine than the chest. And breathe. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Beautiful. After your last one, go ahead, tuck your hands in back right by your armpits, dig your knees into the ground, and press all the way back up into a tabletop. Core tight. Yes. Good, a little bit more spinal movements. We're gonna do some barrel rolls. So taking your hips and your chest all the way to the right, sink between your arms, going into a cow posture, and then come all the way to the left, and then round at the top, coming into that cat posture. And just keep going on your own time. Close your eyes, breathe. Really waking up our spine this morning. Good. Maybe feeling some pops if you're lucky. And whenever you're ready, go ahead, switch directions, same thing. Good, keep breathing. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead, slowly release back into that neutral spine tabletop position. Good. From here, we're gonna sit on our ankles. So if you need a blanket or a pillow or a towel or sweatshirt, whatever, to roll up underneath your ankles, go ahead and grab that now. Otherwise, sitting like Mark is, tops of the feet are on the floor, sitting your butt onto your heels, and you can bring your knees closer together, make it a little bit easier on your knees. So we're gonna do some 2-for-1s here, stretching out the ankle while we do some upper body work. So we're gonna just start with the neck. Actually, let's start with the shoulders. Hands on your thighs. We're gonna inhale, shrug our shoulders up. Exhale them back, down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back, down. Just a couple of big shoulder circles. Really feel your upper back move separately from your neck. After your last exhale, go ahead, switch directions. We're going to inhale back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Good. Maybe feel some movement in your clavicles, maybe some clicks. It's okay if that happens. Good. After your last exhale, go ahead, release down into a neutral position. Now we're going to work on the neck a little bit. So sitting nice and tall, we're just going to dip our right ear towards our right shoulder. And then half moon, circling that chin down to the center, bringing that left ear towards that left shoulder. Good. Closing your eyes, doing the same thing on the way back. Going back and forth a couple times. And either stay with this movement or freestyle. Do whatever with the neck that feels good, natural, organic to you. Anything that your neck is calling for. You can stick with this movement. You can add looking over your shoulder like you're turning lanes in the car. You can look up towards the ceiling, making your chest proud. Anything that feels good. Good. When you're ready, go ahead, find a neutral position with your neck. Just a little bit longer before we bring life back into the ankles. Go ahead, interlace your fingers, press your palms away from you, tuck your chin into your chest, round your spine as much as you can, round, 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 press those hands away, round, press. And now with that press position, I want you to rotate from left to right. As slow or as fast as you'd like, just really pressing into different areas of the spine, the back, the upper back. Good. Whenever you're ready, find that neutral position. On your next inhale, make your chest proud. Bring your hands up to the ceiling. Try to get your ears between your arms as much as you can. Good. And then slowly bend into the elbows. Release your hands all the way down beside you, chest proud, and then swoop your hands around, coming back into a tabletop position. Good. Bring some life into your ankles here. So maybe make some small or quick movements. Totally up to you. Big circles. Grab something with your toes. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go back to where we started. So when you're ready, Tuck your toes under, send it up into that downward facing dog. Good. And when you're ready, come forward into that high plank. Immediately let your hips sag towards the ground, going into that upward facing dog. Tops of the feet on the floor. Lengthening your core. And on your next exhale, press back downward facing dog. Yeah. Oh, yummy. Good job. When you're ready, go ahead, drop your knees nice and wide. Big toes touching, tops of the feet on the floor, child's pose position. And breathe. And as always, notice how this feels different from your first child's pose, your ankles, your knees, your hips. Good. Beautiful. Taking some big belly breaths here. Eyes are closed, letting your ribcage fully expand with an inhale. Fully contract with an exhale. Taking a moment in these final minutes of class to think about your day on the mountain today. The whole point of this class is to get you ready for what you're about to do up there. So I hope you use it over and over again. But just taking a moment to picture your day. Picture the vibe. If you're alone, or the people you're going to ride with. Picturing the board you're on. What you want to feel up at the mountain. Maybe a sense of freedom or no worries. Just setting the tone. When you're ready, taking a big inhale, fill your lungs. Big exhale, release. Beautiful. And slowly walking your hands all the way up, coming seated on your heels one more time.